I'm Michele Rahal, and welcome to the Drive channel for this week. Got a big news flash for you. Screw gold, screw the stock market, real estate's in the tank, like I had to tell you that, and even our wonderful economy that we're being told is getting better, screw that too. You want to have a hell of a good time and make money, listen up. This is not an infomercial, but I've said this for years because I've been around it for years. The big dollar heyday of $15 million collectible Ferraris ended in the 1980s. That market reset itself. They're still too expensive for you and I to buy them, not even a Dino. So what's the next best thing? Find the cars that you loved as a kid, buy them, drive them, and then sell them and make money. There's still cars for under 100 grand, even under 50 grand that you can get your hands on, restored, unrestored. Hell, restore it yourself. You can still buy cars that are going to triple in value over the next 10 years, and here's some that I like. The Jaguar XKE Coupe or Roadster. If it's an early 60s car, it's probably over 100 grand if it's restored. If it's unrestored, it's still going to take about 70,000 to bring it back to condition, even if it's a later one. If you can find any XKE, except the 2+2, that was just a butt-ugly car, buy it. Remember, no matter what, they are never, ever, ever going to make these cars again, and now's the time to talk somebody out of theirs. Next is the Jaguar XK150. Now this is pushing it a little bit, but they're bringing big bucks all of a sudden, and I included it as an example of a car that in 5 years has gone from $40,000 to over 100 grand. So let's look just a little bit lower. The Morgan Plus 8 or the Morgan Plus 4. Either of these cars can still be had, but they're getting rare. You won't have to pay 100 grand for it. If it's restored, drive it. Put some miles on it. People that are going to buy it want to know that the cars have been driven and that everything works. These are some of the coolest looking cars to ever come out of Great Britain, and you can get one. Pull up to a Starbucks in it and see how many tight sweatered female admirers you get. The MGB. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass to keep running sometimes. It's a 4-cylinder, but when it's running, this is a fun and easy car to drive, and you can still make money on it. The MGC GT, this one's different. This is truly an affordable collector car. It had 6 cylinders, ran tight, not shake, rattle, and roll, and it handled. You can find one restored, original, or unrestored, and drivable. Buy it and do whatever you have to do to bring it back to life. You will make money on this car. Austin Healy, magnificent repertoire of cars. This company made several cars that are now extremely collectible, and they range from over $100,000 for the Austin Healy 100, hell, a lot more than that for the 100, or the 3000s and 5000s that can still be had for under 50 grand. These cars look like $1 million and they drive great. If you're lucky enough to get one, hold on to it because it's going to go up in price a lot and quickly, probably within the next 5 years. The one Healy you can't go wrong with, if you can actually fit in it, is the Austin Healy Bug-Eye Sprite. It's like a Boston Terrier. It's so damn ugly, it's cool. This little car is absolute hell to work on, so if you're going to do it yourself, you better have little circus fingers or hire a really well-trained monkey to work on it. But buy it if you can get it. It's another one that's just going to go up in price. Now here's the part where you're going to say, Rahal's crazy, but I'm not. The Carmen Ghia, any year, any model. But if you can go for a convertible, grab it and restore it. If it's original and really good shape, don't restore it. The price is going to climb anyway. Remember, this is a Volkswagen, but it was built by Carmen and Ghia Coachworks, and that makes it different. The VW Beetle, not the new one. That's an egg with a flower vase in it. Go for the Super Beetle convertible or an older VW Beetle convertible. Trust me with this one, it's a sleeper that you can't go wrong on. Just make sure that it's not highly modified. It's as close to original as you can get because that's where you want to be. The Triumph line, one that I truly adore. A few that you can get and enjoy and make money on in 5 to 10 years are the TR3, which is going to be hard to find, but if you do, snatch it up. They don't drive great, but they look good and they bring the cash. The second is either the TR4A or the TR250. Now both of these cars are the evolution of the TR4. I don't like the TR4 because I don't like live axle cars, which is why I picked these over the TR4. Finally, in the Triumph stable are the Triumph GT6 and the Triumph TR6. Both cars are totally different. The GT6 came from the Spitfire, which was a rag, let's face it, But with the hard top and the 6-cylinder engine, this one's cool and fast. I know, I owned one. Get it and hold it for a while. You will make money on that as well. The TR6, what more can I say? Look at the photos. You just don't even need to ask. Finally, the most unusual one of all, the Citroen SM. This car was way ahead of its time. They only built 13,000 of them, and we actually owned one for a while. It has a Maserati engine in it. It's fast, fun, and depending on how you look at it, very classy. The big problem here is that this is probably the most hydraulically operated car ever built. Even the brake pedal isn't a pedal. It's a big button on the floor. Now, these cars can still be had at the 30,000 mark and up. And they will go up and up and up in price. Remember what I said before? They will never ever make these cars again, and now's the time to snap them up. For the Drive Channel, I'm Michele Rahal. Take my advice. I'll see you next week.